Hello and salam sejahtera everyone. So recently we did a study on diabetes type 1. So diabetes type 1 is a chronic disease and diabetes type 1 is a form of diabetes where islets of Langerhans in the pancreas generate little or no insulin at all. So when glucose from food that we eat cannot make way into our cells, the bloodstream will have too much glucose circulating, which result in diabetes type 1. So, as the pandemic still going around, we had to use Google Form and hand out our questionnaire to gain information on the awareness of respondents on diabetes type 1. So we gathered around 50 respondents, which are mainly Uitm campus Kota Kinabalu students and staff. We handed out our questionnaire by online social mediums such as WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitter, and also Telegram, and they were such a big help. So, as for the data that we've obtained, the age of the respondents were mostly among like 15 to 26 years old, and 38 of them being female, while the others is male. So among the 50 respondents, we found out that only 38 of them know about diabetes type 1. This is said to be low because the awareness on diabetes type 1 should be a bigger scale and everyone should be aware of it. So we also found that not much of them know that diabetes type 1 is not curable. People that are infected with type 1 diabetes require injectable insulin because their pancreas does not produce enough on its own. So that said, it is better to prevent than to cure. But despite all of the limitation that we face, like doing this study online and only referring to everyone from social medias, we were able to do it successfully and gain a knowledgeable information on diabetes 1.
Introduction to diabetes type 1. So what exactly is diabetes type 1? So it is formerly known as a juvenile diabetes, which is a form of diabetes in which the islet Langerhans in the pancreas actually generates very little or no insulin at all. So this disease is usually diagnosed in children, teens, and young adults, but it can also develop at any age. So there is no like age limit to it. Okay, so now let's go on to the next slide, which is what causes diabetes type 1. So it is thought to be caused by an autoimmune reaction where the body's immune system actually attacks the pancreas. It destroys the beta cells, which is responsible for making the insulin hormone. So without this hormone, you actually get this diabetes and it's not curable. So this process can go on for months or years before any symptoms actually appear. Also, the next cause is some people have certain genes, some traits that is passed on from parent to child that makes them more likely to develop this type 1 diabetes. Moreover, being exposed to a trigger in the environment such as a virus is also thought to play a part in developing this type 1 diabetes. Okay, so now I will be continuing onto the third slide, which is what are the signs and symptoms of diabetes type 1. So the classical symptoms can go from increased appetite, hunger, and urination, from also to dry mouth, weight loss, and exhaustion. So these are the symptoms that are usually found in type 1 diabetes. Okay, so now moving on to our fourth slide, which is can diabetes type 1 actually be cured? So nowadays, there are actually no known treatments for diabetes type 1. Therefore, continuous insulin treatment is needed for survival. So the patients that actually contract this disease will actually need to be treated for the rest of their lives. So now going on onto our last slide, which is how to prevent or avoid diabetes. So the first step to it is by cutting sugar and refined carbs from our diet. So there are many studies that have shown a link between the frequent consumption of sugar and refined carbs, which contribute to the risk of diabetes type 1. Also, the next step is by performing physical activities on a regular basis. This may help prevent diabetes. So exercise actually increases the insulin sensitivity of your cells. So when we exercise, less insulin is required to actually keep our blood sugar level under control. So this is a good thing. Also, to the third step is by drinking a lot of water and make it as a primary beverage for ourselves, and avoid drinking soft drinks because soft drinks contain a lot of sugar and it's not good as it keeps going for the onset of diabetes if we keep on drinking soft drinks.
There are three objectives of this study, which are first to increase public awareness on diabetes type 1 as a major health problem affecting the society nowadays and its signs and symptoms for early detections. Second, to promote and serve as an educational purpose for everyone on type 1 diabetes among Uitm campus Kota Kinabalu. And the last is to improve public understanding on the causes, treatment, and management to avoid diabetes type 1. The problem statement of this case study is that we want to study and understand more on how diabetes type 1 can affect the human daily life and the onset of how it happens. Diabetes type 1 could disrupt the generations of insulin in the langerhans of pancreas, which lead to the fact that the sugar is unable to pass through the cell, causing more glucose to accumulate in the blood. The accumulations of glucose lead to high blood sugar levels, which then affect the overall systems in the pancreas. The technique that we will use to gather and analyze the data is by using Google Form to create questionnaires and provide to UITM students, staff, and alumni of UITM Cawangan Sabah to answer. The Google Form will be shared to our social media accounts by posting Google Form link in our WhatsApp status and Instagram story. This will help distribute the questionnaires to the respondent. The only materials that we will use in this study is Google Form. In our Google Form questionnaires, we had two parts, which are Part A and Part B. Part A was about the demographic profile of respondents, while Part B was about the awareness. In this study, we obtained 50 respondents in Google Form questionnaire. Based on the pie chart 1, 92% equal to 46 respondents age is in the range of 15 to 26 people, and then 6% equal to 3 respondents at the age of 26 to 35, while 2% equal to 1 respondent age at the range of 46 to 55 years old. Next, according to the pie chart 2, 62 equal to 31 of our respondents are students, while 38% equal to 19 respondents status are other, which is alumni of UITM KK Cawangan Sabah. Based on the pie chart 3, about 76% equal to 38 people of our respondents are female, while 24% equal to 12 respondents are male. The last for Part A, according to the pie chart 4, 20% equal to 10 respondents state that they had family members that suffered from diabetes, while 42% equal to 21 respondents do not have any family member that have diabetes. Moreover, 36% equal to 19 respondents are not sure of having a family member with diabetes.
Based on the shown pie chart, 76% or 38 respondents know about diabetes type 1, while 24% or to be exact, 12 respondents stated that they don't know about the diabetes type 1. For the symptom of diabetes type 1, the bar graph 1 shows the highest percentage, which is 50% or about 25 respondents agree that the symptom of diabetes is all of above, which are fatigue and weakness, blurred vision, frequent urination, and increased thirst. The second highest percentage is 42%. About 21 respondents stated that fatigue and weakness are the symptom of diabetes, while for blurred vision, frequent urination, and increased thirst are 13, 12, and 14 respondents respectively. According to bar graph 2, half of our respondents, which is 25 respondents, stated that they know the exact cause of diabetes type 1 is not yet known, but it has a strong family link and cannot be prevented, while the other 24 respondents do not know and one respondent not sure about it. Based on pie chart 6, 22 respondents do exercise for less than 3 times a week, while 15 respondents exercise for 3 times a week, 9 respondents exercise more than 3 times a week, and 4 respondents stated that they never exercise. According to pie chart 7, 88% of 44 respondents have heard about glucose test. 8% or 4 respondents never heard about it, and 2% may have heard about glucose test. Based on bar graph 3, the highest percentage is 96%. Of 48 respondents stated their opinion of healthy lifestyle is eat balanced diet. The second highest is 74%, or 37 respondents stated that exercise is a healthy lifestyle. The third highest percentage is 36%, with 18 respondents agreed that consuming vitamin is a healthy lifestyle. The other opinions, such as getting enough sleep, manage stress to minimum, and drink a lot of water, receive each vote of 1%. According to pie chart 8, 68% or 34 respondents think that diabetes type 1 is curable, while 32% or 16 respondents think that diabetes type 1 is not curable. Based on pie chart 9, 84% of 42 respondents think that diabetes type 1 treatment require lifestyle changes, while 14% or 17 respondents think it do not require lifestyle changes, and 2% or 1 respondent think it may require lifestyle changes. Pie chart 10 shows the percentage of respondents who agree with the statement prevention is better than cure. Based on the shown pie chart, 100% or all of our 50 respondents agree with the statement.
According to the results, we were able to get 50 respondents. When doing our research, type 1 diabetes affects at least 1.4 million adults ages 20 years old or older. It's also said that females know a lot more on diabetes type 1 as they are prone to research more on how to live healthy lifestyles. Different to males as they are less attentive about their own lifestyles. It was reported by WHO that a male predominance was found in all age groups. On Table 1 in Part B, majority of the respondents are aware about diabetes type 1. A study that was done by Humaira found that there is a significant relationship of variable knowledge onto attitude, environment, and awareness, meaning, in one way or another, knowledge or environment will influence an individual's attitude towards awareness. This finding aligned well with a study done by who studied the effect of knowledge on attitude. Majority of the respondents are students. Thus, the awareness regarding this disease may be due to the taken course of studies or their environment. Hence, it is safe to say that the obtained data is such due to the scope of our respondents which only involve the UITM student, staffs, and others. Next, when referring the pie chart for whether any of the respondents' family has diabetes type 1, 21 answered no and 10 of the respondents has answered yes. The remaining respondent answered I don't know, which is acceptable as they probably don't know how to spot the symptoms. In table 2, there are several symptoms for diabetes type 1, which includes increased thirst, fatigue, blurred vision, and even frequent urination. When referring to the respondent's answer, 25 of the respondents agreed that all symptoms mentioned are the exact symptoms for diabetes type 1. The second highest peaks stated by respondents are fatigue and weakness, which is 21 of the respondents. This might be due to the fact that fatigue and weakness is a common symptoms. As for the other choices, blurred vision, frequent urination, and increased thirst, only 13, 12, and 14 respondents pick it, respectively, and fatigue and weakness as blurred vision usually are rare and mostly only affect the ones that are critical. As for frequent urination and increased thirst, might be other possible cause, therefore it wasn't a favorable choice for the respondents. Next, according to the table 3, half of the respondents, with 52% of the votes, stated that they are well aware that the exact cause of type 1 diabetes is not yet known, but it does have a significant familial link, followed closely by those who did not know about it, 50% of the votes, and only 1% voted that he or she is not sure. Neither the cause of type 1 diabetes nor the means to prevent it are known. However, as noted by a study done by Chiang, type 1 diabetes has a genetic prediction and in some cases can be predicted in family members. When the respondents were asked about their definition of a healthy lifestyle, 48 of the respondents agreed on by eating balanced diet. Exercising falls on the second place, with 37 of votes, followed by consuming vitamin with 18 respondents, and lastly, by staying hydrated, having good stress management, and getting enough sleep, which only get 1% of the votes. All of the listed answers were correct, and just as important. Taking into account that most of the respondents were students, the low number of votes for having enough sleep and such is alarming. This shows that most of the respondents may neglect their sleeping quality. A study done by Heschner and Sherwin showed that sleepiness and irregular sleep schedules have many unintended consequences, one of which is to negatively impact learning, memory, and performance. Meanwhile, in Table 7, majority of the respondents think that it is curable, and the rest do not. Although a cure for type 1 diabetes is being actively sought, preventing or delaying it in those known to be at risk or those already diagnosed are likely to be more achievable goals in the future. According to Table 8, the majority of the respondents, which makes up to 84%, agrees to the statement that lifestyle changes links to a better solution of treatment for the disease. This is the most acceptable response since that research has found out that diabetes type 1 and diabetes type 2 are linked and is almost the same, and therefore these lifestyle changes plays a huge role. There are 7 individuals that makes up 40% of the respondents has disagreed with the statement. This might be due to the fact that they may have different opinion on the topic. Only one individual that made up 2% of the total has chose maybe as their preferred answer. This can be said that the individual is unsure of the fact that lifestyle plays a major role in treating the disease. Lastly, based on the Table 9, which points out the statement whether prevention is better than cure for the selectable disease, there is no arguable point for this statement, and all of the respondents had agreed to the fact. Since that the disease has no current cure for it, prevention therefore plays a major role in detection and treatment of the disease.
The objective of this study were to increase public awareness on diabetes type 1 as a major health problem affecting the social nowadays, and its signs and symptoms for early detections to promote and serve as an educational purpose for everyone on type 1 diabetes and to improve public understanding on the causes, treatment, and management to avoid diabetes type 1. From the result that we've obtained, I've said that the respondents are mostly students with age ranges from 15 to 26 years old and the rest being older. As for the respondents that know about the diabetes type 1, it was only 38, which is 76% of the respondents. The remaining 12 are unaware of diabetes type 1. So, when looking back in table 2, 50% or more, like 25 respondents, agreed that the symptoms of diabetes are all of above, which are fatigue and weakness, blurred vision, frequent urination, increased thirst. The second highest is 42%. About 21 respondents stated that fatigue are the symptoms of diabetes. So we've collected and tabulated our report, which was quite a relief, even though that it is quite hard due to our online distance learning. But in conclusion, this survey has played a major role in helping us gain more knowledge on diabetes type 1 and spread awareness to others on how diabetes type 1 can affect us. Despite the limitation we face, such as online distance learning, the objectives were achieved and therefore this has been a success. And we are grateful for the 50 respondents from Uitm campus Kota Kinabalu that joined us and spent their time with us. We also want to thank our beloved lecturer Dr. Law for being a great help in guiding us. So once again, please remember that people with type 1 diabetes must have insulin to live. Lifestyle changes will not cure it. So please keep in mind that prevention is better than cure. We should spread awareness and help others that are around us. We should eat healthy, exercise often, and prioritize our health as our main concern. That is all from us. Thank you very much.